Okay, so are you maybe thinking about taking your career to the next level? Maybe even, jumping into the job market?
Oh, yeah.
Well, get ready because today we are doing a deep dive on how to arm you with a secret weapon. It's called the STAR interview method.
Yeah.
We are taking an excerpt, and it's from Welcome to CPMP,
Okay.
and we are going to be extracting all the juicy bits
Nice.
to help you nail those behavioral interview questions
Oh, yeah.
and land that dream job.
It's not just about knowing what the STAR method is, though.
Right.
It's also about understanding, the why behind it.
Okay.
We're going to unpack how it works and why it's so effective.
All right.
And we're going to give you some practical examples to bring it all to life.
Okay, so let's unpack this STAR method.
All right.
What exactly are we dealing with here?
Think of it as a storytelling framework, a way to present your experiences in a way that, captivates the interviewer.
Okay.
The acronym stands for Situation, Task, Action, and Result. And it's designed to help you shine when faced with those, sometimes dreaded behavioral interview questions.
Behavioral interview questions, those sound kind of scary.
Yeah, yeah.
What are those exactly?
They're questions that go beyond your skills and experience on paper.
Right.
Instead of asking, can you do this?
Mm-hmm.
They're asking, have you done this?
Oh, okay.
And they aim to predict your future behavior by understanding how you've tackled similar situations in the past.
So it's all about, I guess, proving it, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
They want to see how you've actually applied your skills.
Right.
Not just that you have them listed on your resume.
Exactly.
So where do stories come into play with this?
Stories are powerful because, they kind of stick in our minds.
Right.
Think about it. You're more likely to remember a vivid anecdote than a list of facts.
Sure.
By using the STAR method, you're essentially turning your experiences, into these mini-movies
Oh, cool.
that captivate the interviewer and showcase your skills in action.
Plus, everyone loves a good story.
That's a great point. Yeah, it's not just about reciting facts.
Right.
It's about creating an engaging and a memorable experience for the interviewer.
Yeah.
Okay, so walk me through each part of this acronym.
All right, let's start with situation.
Okay?
This is where you set the stage, for your story, painting a picture for the interviewer.
Right.
What was the context? What challenges were you facing? Who else was involved?
Mm-hmm.
It's all about providing that background information.
Right.
So they can really understand the significance of your actions.
So, for example, if the question is, tell me about a time you had to deal with a difficult client,
Right.
the situation would be describing the specific client, the project you're working on, and what made them difficult.
Exactly. You're setting the scene and introducing the challenge.
Gotcha.
Then we move on to task.
Okay.
This is where you highlight, your specific responsibility in that situation.
Yeah.
What was your role?
Mm-hmm.
What were you accountable for? So this is where you step into the spotlight.
Exactly.
Right. It's not just about what the team did.
Yeah.
It's what you did, specifically what you were tasked with achieving.
Precisely.
Okay.
This demonstrates your understanding of your role
Mm-hmm.
and your ability to take ownership.
All right.
Now, once you've laid out the situation and your task,
Yeah.
it's time for action. This is where you get into the nitty-gritty details
Okay.
of what you did to address the challenge.
So this is where, I imagine that Mission Impossible theme music playing.
Yeah.
The task is defined. Now it's time to take action.
And it's not enough to just say, I solved the problem.
Right.
You need to break it down.
Yeah.
What specific steps did you take? What tools did you use? What skills did you leverage?
Mm-hmm.
Be detailed and specific, showing the interviewer how you approach the challenge strategically.
Oh, I'm starting to see how this structure really helps to showcase your problem-solving abilities.
Right.
You're not just stating a fact.
Yeah.
You're walking the interviewer through your thought process
Mhm.
and actions.
Exactly.
Okay, so what about results?
Yeah.
That's the grand finale, right?
It certainly is.
Yeah.
This is where you reveal the impact of your actions.
Okay.
What was the outcome? Did you achieve your goals? Did you exceed expectations?
Okay.
And remember, whenever possible, quantify your success.
Right.
Numbers speak volumes and add credibility to your story.
So instead of just saying the project was a success,
Right.
you could say something like, we delivered the project 2 weeks ahead of schedule and 10% under budget.
Exactly.
Yeah, that packs a punch.
Yeah, yeah.
But, it's one thing to understand the elements of the STAR method.
Right.
It's another thing to actually put it into practice.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's why having strong examples is crucial.
Okay.
It's like having a cheat sheet for how to craft compelling answers.
Mm-hmm.
Lucky for you, The Welcome to CPMP excerpt we're diving into
Right.
has some fantastic examples that we'll be dissecting.
Okay, awesome.
But first, let's talk about how to prepare and choose the right experiences to share.
Great. All right, let's do it.
So before we jump into the examples,
Okay.
let's talk about how to prepare for those behavioral interview questions.
Okay.
Think of it like prepping for a big game.
Okay.
You wouldn't just show up and hope for the best, right?
Definitely not.
Yeah,
You'd study the playbook, you'd practice your moves, and you would strategize with your team.
exactly.
So what's the game plan for mastering the STAR method?
First, you need to understand, the playing field.
Okay.
Carefully review the job description, noting the skills,
Okay.
experience, and qualities they're looking for.
Okay, so that gives you clues about, the challenges you might be asked about.
Exactly.
Okay.
Then comes the fun part, brainstorming.
Right.
Think back to your past experiences, both professional and personal,
Okay.
and identify situations that showcase those desired skills.
Okay.
Don't limit yourself to just paid work either.
Think about volunteer projects, school activities, even, tricky situations you navigated in your personal life.
Oh, okay, so this is where it gets really interesting.
Yeah.
I never thought about drawing on experiences outside of work.
Right.
But it makes sense, like that time I organized a fundraiser for my local animal shelter.
Mm-hmm.
That could be a good example of leadership and event planning skills.
That's a perfect example.
Cool.
Now, once you have, a pool of potential stories,
Right.
it's time to structure them using the STAR method.
Okay.
Write them out, practice telling them out loud, and get comfortable with the flow.
Okay.
Remember, it's not about memorizing a script.
Right.
It's about internalizing the framework and being able to tell your story in a natural and engaging way.
So it's like having a mental toolbox
Yeah.
filled with star-shaped tools that I can use to build compelling answers on the spot.
That's a great analogy.
Okay, I'm ready to see how these tools work in action.
All right.
Let's dive into those examples from Welcome to CPMP.
All right, let's tackle a classic behavioral interview question.
Okay.
Tell me about a time you had to deal with a difficult client.
Okay.
The example answer in the source material starts by setting the scene, establishing the situation.
Right.
The person was working as, a key accounts manager,
Okay.
and one of their biggest clients, a restaurant, was furious.
Oh, no.
Because their new online ordering system, implemented by the company, crashed during their grand opening weekend.
Oh, that's bad. A grand opening is like a make or break moment for a restaurant.
Right.
So what was their specific task in this chaotic situation?
They were responsible for getting the system back online, as quickly as possible,
Yeah.
and finding a way to appease the understandably frustrated client.
Right.
Remember, it's about demonstrating ownership
Mm-hmm.
and taking initiative.
Okay, time for action.
Right.
What steps did they take to resolve this tech nightmare?
They immediately contacted the IT department, and they stayed on the line, guiding them through the troubleshooting process while keeping the client updated,
Yeah.
every step of the way.
Okay.
They even went above and beyond, driving to the restaurant
Wow.
to offer support in person
Wow.
and help them manage orders manually until the system was back up.
Wow, that's some serious dedication. It shows that they were willing to go the extra mile to resolve this issue and keep the client happy.
Exactly.
So what was the result of all this effort?
After a long night, they managed to get the system back online
Oh, good.
before the next day's lunch rush.
Okay.
To compensate for the inconvenience and lost revenue,
Mm-hmm.
they offered the client a free month of service and a discount on future upgrades.
Wow, nice.
The client was impressed by the responsiveness and commitment,
Yeah.
and the relationship was not only salvaged but strengthened.
That's a fantastic example of how a well-structured STAR answer
Right.
can turn a potentially negative situation into
Yeah.
a positive one. It showcases problem-solving skills, customer service, and a willingness to go above and beyond.
Absolutely.
What's the next example?
Let's look at a question designed to assess
Okay.
your ability to handle pressure and meet tight deadlines.
Okay.
Describe a time you were under a lot of pressure at work.
Okay.
How did you react?
All right.
The example in the source takes us into the world of digital marketing.
Okay.
The person was working as a content specialist for a large e-commerce company
Okay.
and was tasked with migrating hundreds of product descriptions
Okay.
to a new website platform within a 2-week deadline.
That sounds like a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
I can already feel the stress of those ticking clocks,
Yeah.
looming deadlines.
Yeah.
What was their specific task in this situation?
They were solely responsible for ensuring that all the product descriptions
Yeah.
were migrated accurately and on time,
Okay.
which was, a crucial element of the website relaunch.
Right.
So a lot was riding on this.
Yeah, so how did they approach the action phase
Right.
of this, like, high-pressure situation?
Instead of panicking, they took, like a strategic approach.
Okay.
First, they created a detailed spreadsheet to track all the product descriptions,
Okay.
ensuring nothing was missed.
Right.
Then, they developed a system for efficiently transferring the content, using templates and automation tools to streamline the process.
It sounds like they leveraged technology to their advantage.
Yeah.
Turning a daunting task into a manageable one. That's smart.
Right.
Did they meet the deadline?
They did.
Right.
Not only did they successfully migrate all the product descriptions on time
Yeah.
and without errors, they also identified and corrected inconsistencies in formatting and style,
Oh, go.
improving the overall quality of the content.
That's impressive. They turned a potentially stressful situation into an opportunity to demonstrate their organizational skills, attention to detail,
Yeah.
and ability to work under pressure. What a great example of how a well-executed action phase can lead to a positive result.
Exactly.
Okay, now let's shift gears
Yeah?
to a question that a lot of people kind of dread.
Yeah.
Tell me about a mistake you've made.
Yeah.
How did you handle it?
Mm-hmm.
This one can be tricky,
It can be.
but remember, everyone makes mistakes.
Everyone does.
What matters is how you learn from them
Yeah.
and demonstrate accountability.
Right.
I'm curious to see how the example in the source material
Yeah.
tackles this kind of sensitive question.
Yeah, so the situation described in the source
Okay.
involves a marketing coordinator
Mm-hmm.
who accidentally sent out a promotional email with the wrong pricing information.
Oh, that's bad.
A significant discount was advertised instead of the intended full price,
Oh, geez.
leading to a flood of orders and potential financial losses for the company.
Oh, no, that's every marketer's nightmare.
It is.
Sending out the wrong information to a large audience can have major consequences.
Right. What was their task in this situation?
Their responsibility was to, like, contain the damage,
Okay.
correct the error, and find a way to mitigate the financial impact.
All right, so how did they take action to clean up this mess?
They immediately informed their manager about the mistake,
Okay.
taking full ownership of the situation.
Okay.
Then they swiftly sent out a follow-up email
Okay.
explaining the error, apologizing for the inconvenience,
Mhm.
and offering, a smaller discount as a gesture of goodwill.
Right.
They also worked with the customer service team
Okay.
to handle any inquiries or complaints.
It sounds like they were proactive, transparent,
Yeah.
and focused on finding solutions.
Absolutely.
Did their efforts pay off? What was the result?
While some customers were understandably disappointed,
Right.
most appreciated the company's honesty and quick response.
Yeah.
They were able to retain a large portion of the orders,
Oh, okay.
and the financial impact was minimized. That's a great example of how owning up to a mistake, taking swift action, and focusing on customer satisfaction
Mm-hmm.
can help, mitigate the negative consequences.
Exactly.
It shows accountability, problem-solving skills,
Yeah.
and a commitment to doing the right thing.
Right.
What's fascinating here is these examples highlight how the STAR method
Yeah.
can be applied to a wide range of situations and questions.
Exactly.
It's a versatile framework for presenting your experiences in a way that showcases your skills and accomplishments,
Right.
even when dealing with challenging situations or mistakes.
Yeah. It's a really valuable tool.
Yeah, these examples have been incredibly helpful.
Good.
I'm already starting to see how I can apply the STAR method to my own experiences.
Awesome.
But I am curious, is there anything else I should keep in mind
Yeah.
when crafting my STAR stories?
Yeah, absolutely. One thing to remember is that the STAR method isn't just about rattling on facts and figures.
Okay.
It's about, bringing your experiences to life and making them memorable for the interviewer.
So it's not enough to just say, I did this and that. I
Yeah.
need to, add some flavor, some personality, some storytelling magic.
Exactly. Think about what made that experience unique.
Okay.
Were there any unexpected challenges? Did you learn any valuable lessons?
Okay.
Did you have any, aha moments?
Mm-hmm.
These details can help your story stand out and make a lasting impression.
So instead of just saying, like, I successfully managed a project,
Right.
I could say I had to juggle multiple deadlines and competing priorities while leading a team of, strong personalities.
Yeah.
It was a challenge, but I learned valuable lessons about communication, delegation,
Mhm.
and the importance of celebrating small wins.
Now you're talking.
Yeah.
That's a story that's going to stick with the interviewer.
Okay.
It shows them not only what you did, but how you did it
Right.
and what you learned along the way.
This is all starting to click. The STAR method is like a recipe for interview success. It gives me the structure and the ingredients,
Yeah.
but I get to add my own personal touch
Right.
to create something unique and memorable.
That's a great way to put it. And remember, the more you practice,
Right.
the more confident you'll become.
Yeah.
Start by identifying those key experiences that showcase your skills
Mm-hmm.
and accomplishments. Then write out your STAR stories.
Okay.
Practice them out loud. Maybe even role play with a friend or mentor.
It's like rehearsing for a play.
Exactly.
Right. The more I practice, the smoother and more natural my delivery will become.
Exactly.
And who knows, maybe I'll even start to enjoy the process.
That's the spirit. The goal is to walk into that interview feeling prepared,
Right.
confident, and ready to share your story in a way that resonates with the interviewer.
So, to our listener,
Yes,
we encourage you to embrace the power of the STAR method.
absolutely.
Start thinking about those experiences that have shaped you, both professionally and personally.
Mm-hmm.
Craft your stories, practice your delivery, and watch your confidence soar.
Remember, the STAR method isn't about memorizing canned answers.
Right.
It's about owning your experiences
Yeah.
and presenting them in a way that highlights your unique skills and accomplishments.
Right.
It's about showing the interviewer why you're the best candidate for the job
Mm-hmm.
and why you deserve a seat at the table.
And on that note, we are wrapping up our deep dive into the STAR interview method.
Yeah, this is fun.
We hope you found this exploration insightful and empowering.
Yeah, this
Now go out there, rock those interviews, and land that dream job.